stop this. Not made any of these calls with me. I've got lots of people who offered, but I don't have a place to do it. I don't have a place to make these calls safely. I don't have the editing skills to edit out everybody's phone number, nor the time to do it. I have to do things on my phone from inside of my car. I have to depend on people who are not trustworthy, people who I don't know from Adam, people who, for all I know, could be lying about who they even are. Why did I have to trust these people? Because when I tried going to the cops, I was blown off, talked over, arrested, lied about. That's right, police officers diagnosed me as schizophrenic in Longmont, Colorado. How messed up is that? Now, even if these police officers were able to diagnose a person as schizophrenic, as if they had the degrees to do so, well, it would take them 6 months to do so. Six months. You cannot diagnose schizophrenia in a single day. And I've seen a lot of doctors, a lot of people who are qualified to diagnose schizophrenia, people who actually had interaction with me for that long. When you send somebody to prison for trying to turn in a bad sheriff, a child molester named Robert Franklin Warnick, a bad sheriff named Scott DaCosta, and of course, their friends, you're not going to do well. Scott DaCosta, one of the people that works for him is Leslie Snell. I let Nicole Knudsen know that when I was threatened by Christopher Kurth and by who I later found out to be Carl Snell. Carl Snell. He's recorded on my channel, by the way. CarlSnell. There's a lot of witnesses to the situations that happened. Carl Snell was there. He was one of the people who threatened my life. And now that he knows differently about the situation, would you believe he would be willing to testify? Now, one of the things, though, that makes it difficult is that he loves his brother. He doesn't want harm coming to his brother. But also, he did drop the name Clint Snell as one of the people who wanted to have me killed in Chapel, Nebraska. They figured, you know what, we'll just do whatever we want. We'll make this man's life hell. We won't do our jobs. We'll harass him and threaten him and gaslight the fuck out of him. What Leslie Snell and her husband did was premeditated. Clint Snell had already decided to take part in such things. And I did let somebody know, too. The evidence shows that I always went to someone to tell them what was going on, to get help turning it in. I'm not telling you these things for my entertainment or for yours. I have limited ability to communicate with you people. When there are hundreds of you who just wasted my time, who were witnesses, verified that you were witnesses, and you never once tried to come forward with me about it. No matter how much evidence I posted on my Facebook and on my YouTube, you never took a look. Why the fuck would I keep on sending you stuff when you're not doing anything? When you say stuff like, oh, well, you haven't talked to me since 2009. What was it? January 3rd of 20, not even a week after her death. Some of these people, Friend request the day that she fucking died. For that long, they've been pretending that they care. For that long, there have been hundreds of people on my Facebook who pretended to care. Hundreds and hundreds of these people, like Carah Mcbratnie, who never did a goddamn thing to help. Did not understand the hell that I was going through, having to sort through hundreds of you fucking while I am stuck in public, trying to find a safe environment, because my safe environment was taken from me through lies and deception and threats against my life and my friends and family's lives. The last time I had a safe place was before Natalie died. When I was in housing there, yes, my life sucked. Absolutely. And it sucked because I had to be there in Chapel, Nebraska with a bunch of shitty people who are all pissed off that their fucking lives suck. But you know what puts a smile on their face? Talking about how everybody else's life sucks and how shitty everybody else in town is. That's every fucking small town. There's Carah Mcbratnie. Oh, sure, she cared. Sure, she had good intentions according to the words that she typed. When the police claimed that I never tried to get help, tried claiming that everything that I said was a lie and refused to look at evidence, to this day they refuse to look at evidence. Even if I march in there, in person, with that evidence in hand, they always want to force me to do it another way. Oh no, Sean, you have to do it across the internet. Oh, now you have to come in and turn it in. Oh, now that you came in to turn it in, turns out that the officers that you tried to turn in are the officers who are investigating it. So good luck with that too, Sean Schwartz, because Carah Mcbratnie is full of shit. Katie Cahill is full of shit. Carl Rogers is full of shit. Shannon Alvarado is full of shit. All these people who told me that their families' lives were threatened over this, bullshit. My family was absolutely threatened over this. I do have the evidence from them and from their fucking predators. People did get a hold of me, including Tim Beeson, and threatened to kill me, my friends, and my family. All they needed to do was leave me the fuck alone. You see how when Tim Beeson was threatening my life and continued to fuck with me, I typed to him, "Hey, dude, knock it off, I'm mentally ill." As if that makes a fucking difference. I told these people what I was told to tell them. Maybe if you explain to them that you're mentally ill, they'll stop. Really? That doesn't work. I told you it doesn't work. But when people told me to try that, that's what I tried. Hey, dude, I'm mentally ill. Will you guys please stop? But no, asking your predators to stop doesn't work. Asking Tim Beeson to stop did not make him stop, did it? Asking these predators to leave me alone didn't get them to leave me alone, did it? Going to the cops and saying I'm being abused, all of my resources are being wasted, going to places that are supposed to help me to turn this in, and none of them are helping. They're making me go to expensive meetings and waste gas and maintain a vehicle that I am unsafe to drive. I am unsafe mentally to drive. And then the little busted ass Honda Civic that I got. It's a combination roller skate, house, and coffin, apparently. Y'all tell me to let it go as if I'm allowed. No, all of my opportunities to get up and out were robbed from me because of the media, because of the police, and because of the Bollinger family. They did wrong, and I am paying for it to this day. When Chris Kurth and his buddies on multiple occasions came out to threaten my life, to bully me, to try to corner me, there were witnesses in every situation, and I recorded those witnesses. I posted the recordings with those witnesses about those situations on YouTube because I had to. Because no matter what, when I took it to the cops, they didn't do anything. They wouldn't allow me a place where I could sit down and go through the evidence and get it turned in peace and fucking quiet. They forced me to do it in public, or to do it at alcoholics' places, or known child abusers' places. Laura Nelson, you know, it was her and her husband David's promises that Amy Spencer, a.k.a. Amy Kalina Kingery, and her boyfriend Joshua Rayborn, who were abusing their kids and doing meth. But of course, I was assured that they had done good and they had quit doing that stuff. They were done. That those children's lives mattered. I've got Joshua Rayborn after all of that, talking about how he shoots up meth. I've got instances where it's recorded on my YouTube channel while they were doing meth. When they were getting ready to do it, he was kind enough to let me know. He was courteous enough to let me know. He was, in fact, very kind to me, despite his addictions. This has been made a big mess by forcing it to be all over the United States, where my predators in law enforcement have the upper hand, where I'm forced to do this in public and people don't want to be recorded. They don't want their faces up. They don't want people to see them. They don't want people to know what they did, that they had a part in this. That the reason that their friend, Sean David Schwartz, is still being victimized to this day is because they were shitty friends. Why were the cops so shitty? Because my friends were shitty and didn't give a fuck about what happened to me. They just wanted to talk over me and tell me how to feel, how to think. They wanted to fix ongoing abuse, including being separated from them, separated from being able to safely go see my loved ones in Boulder, Colorado, prevented from going to see the people who had kept me safe for years, and I kept them safe. I let Nicole Knudsen know that when Christopher Kurth had threatened my life, how it wasn't just him, how there were other people with him. She blew me off and shrugged me off with what? Basically just telling me he's a punk and he ain't gonna do nothing. He doesn't have the balls to do anything. Well, he sure got a lot of balls when he can try to convince, well, Dan, the guy who worked for Sandy Fromm out in Lodgepole. When Christopher Kurth went out to threaten my life on that occasion, in front of Sandy Fromm. Sandy Fromm had put a firearm in my hand earlier that day. I was inside of the house when Chris Kurth showed up with Dan. They were both tanked and looking for trouble. Sandy Fromm insisted that I carry that gun in case her brother showed up. Now, where did I put that pistol when Christopher Kurth showed up? Put it on top of the dryer where it belongs. She insisted I carry it because she believed that as a man, it would be my job to shoot her brother if he showed up going to do that. When Chris Kurth went out there with Dan, even though I could have shot them both, by all rights, this was ongoing threats and harassment by Christopher Kurth. And Dan was out there threatening to kill me. And Christopher Kurth was threatening to kill me. And if they'd have caught me alone, I would have let them. I'd have even dug my own hole out of pure joy. I understand completely what was going through Natalie's head. Chris Kurth, about what he did, and also about the fact that the police never bothered talking to him. They never bothered talking to Sandy Fromm. They never bothered talking to any of these witnesses, despite the fact that their testimony is on my YouTube channel, this very channel. Because it shows that I did, in fact, have a lot of people who offered to help and claimed that they would help. That I was, in fact, trying to work together with these people and get them to work together with each other. But that I had to do so in public where it is not appropriate. Where I have to talk about their personal business in public. Where I have to try to talk to police officers and give these people's phone numbers and their names. And I have to try to keep their names and numbers private for them. But I have to record it publicly. Because if I don't, these officers can pull any number of tricks and harm me as a result. I tried to work it out so that I could have them sit with me. And I could write it out on some paperwork. The names and phone numbers, I could write them down. And I had to have the computer in front of me because there was that many. I can't possibly remember all of these names. I do have to record it for my safety. It does have to be live. Because you guys have gotten to see, if you type the words Rollins PD on my channel, you'll get to hear how the Rollins Police Department talked to me at the McDonald's when it wasn't being recorded live. When I had to do desperate things to try to turn in Rayanne Ingersoll for beating on children. You guys ignore everything that my predators do. But you don't like being the center of attention now, do you? You could have helped me to turn it in the right way. But you didn't even try. It was your way or I'm a bad person. Not okay.